Before we get into this video, I would like to preempt any judgment by stating that I am not in fact drunk. This happiness is genuine. Viewers, I have something to tell you. This may come as a huge shock to those who know me, but sometimes in this big, scary, god-awful world, things aren't completely shit. I don't know. Though that shouldn't shock too many, because those who know me also know that I have a deep and often sexual love for my friends. You know, the real kind of love, not the impractical, purely theoretical kind of love that brings you nothing but sleepless nights and conversations with yourself and crying. Change of subject. That's actually the big moment that I'd like to share with you all. See, a lot of us have talked about how we all met, and most of us met online. They also would have mentioned how we got kicked out of a forum or two in our day. Several forums, in fact. Every forum that we ever touched. I'm a little proud. Except one. That's because I'm the moderator. I let you get away with anything. So here's what happened. Okay, so I met Jolie first. We were on a... Actually, never mind where we were, because it was probably a porn site. Wait, no, it couldn't have been a porn site. Who the fuck has conversations on porn sites? Like, hey, take a look at this. I mean, I know I get lonely, but that's kind of not the place to make that kind of connection. Never mind. I met Jolie first. Anyway, porn is kind of why we got kicked out of our first forum, because our conversations were becoming not safe for work or something like that, or whatever. I mean, it's totally unfair to assume what's safe for my work. Not everyone has the same job. He was on some other forums, and then he invited me to join him. And he introduced me to Bossuet, who started chatting to me on private things, and introduced me to Couffer, who introduced me to Combeferre, who introduced me to Angela, who completely ignored my presence. I mean, not completely. She said hi and stuff, and I think we're sort of friends now or whatever, but we just didn't click at first. I mean, it's not her fault. She was busy getting herself kicked out of, like, every forum in the universe. And also, I'm kind of a dick. And Les Amis are a veritable gold mine for trolling. I like to do that. Anyway, once she was gone, I mean, everyone else just decided to not go quietly as well. Combeferre once posted nothing but facts about moths on a forum about education reform. And I'm pretty sure Fairly started cursing fluently in a language that nobody understood until the moderators put it through a translator. And then Fairly was kicked out, of course. And Barrelis himself. So that happened. Once everyone was gone, I just sort of disappeared and followed on to the next forum. I have this knowledge on how to code and how to make forums. I'm not sure why I decided to learn it. I think it was one of those, like, crazed, drunken decisions that people make, like learning how to read and speak in Klingon or, you know, going horseback riding. Don't go horse riding drunk, boys and girls. It's not pretty. But anyway, forums! I knew how to do them, and I had one lying around that I'd been fiddling with since I acquired my skills. The group had just gotten themselves kicked out of, like, the 96th forum that they'd ever been to, because Angela was getting riled up and unleashing her passionate fury on some poor unsuspecting citizen. I think she proposed a day of action on a forum that was purely theoretical. Because those exist, apparently. I mean, why take action when you can just sit around and talk about the thing? Brilliant. In the end, somebody suggested that things would be much easier if we just had our own space. I don't know what possessed me to offer up my services, but I did, and despite my total lack of skill and complete uselessness in most walks of life, it fucking worked. Pretty well. So I set up the forum, ooh, right down the top. Fantastic. And I named it the Corinth. For reference, the Corinth once had a temple to Aphrodite, and according to Hellenic myth, the ancient city was founded by a descendant from Helios. It seemed appropriate at the time, as our group seems to have its own descendant from the sun walking within our midst. Everyone started using it. It's good for the stuff the group wants to talk about, that they're not allowed to talk about on other forums. And the fact that I made it means there's a reason for them to keep me around. So, that's my big moment. Impressive, right? I bet you all wish that your lives were as exciting as mine. You know, I'm almost tempted to say that that was the time that I realized that I could have an influence and change people's lives. But that would make me sound like Angela. And we can't have that happen. I should probably stop soon before I start quoting some pop culture production that'll convince you to join our cause. But, you know, it would be hard for me to find a better group of people to follow. I mean, they tolerate me. They really tolerate me. And that's got to tell you something, because I am a really difficult person to put up with. I almost feel bad for making them put up with me, but in my defense, I am a great drinking buddy. Yeah, how they always say, right, drunk, edit sober? Do not do it for vlogs. That video was a fucking mess. Ugh.